After learning that her boyfriend Lorenzo, a talented but troubled writer, may have committed suicide, the beautiful Lucia decides to escape to a remote Spanish island. When she arrives, she meets Elena, Lorenzo's former lover. As the twisted story unfolds, Lucia learns more about Lorenzo's tragic past, which may have been the inspiration for his latest novel and the root of his depression. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to our channel. Lucia, a waitress, is talking on the phone with her depressed writer boyfriend Lorenzo after they had a nasty argument, whereafter she walks out since he has been in a bad funk for a while now. She is worried and goes home to console him. Finding an empty apartment, Lucia is frantic. She then receives a phone call from the police while finding a suicide note and is so afraid of bad news that she hangs up, assuming the worst. They call back, but she is now so depressed she ignores the ringing phone, packs her bag and flees. Looking for a new beginning, Lucia travels to the mysterious islands that Lorenzo had always talked of but had recently been very negative about. 6 years earlier, Lorenzo is having casual sex in the ocean on a bright moonlit night with a beautiful married woman he has just met. They part ways, expecting to never see each other again. She then discovers that she is pregnant with his child and attempts to find him but not knowing much about him. Later, as Lorenzo talks with the literary agent at a restaurant discussing his writer's block, Lucia catches his attention as he gets up from his table to get cigarettes. She asks to speak to him and he joins her. She tells him that ever since she read his latest book, she has been following him and has fallen passionately in love with him. A smitten Lorenzo immediately engages that sexy, passionate Lucia and she moves into Lorenzo's apartment. The movie then intervenes the past and present of the characters in the movie and the characters in Lorenzo's novel. As the past plays out, we see Lorenzo repeatedly stalling for time on his new book with the editor while his relationship with Lucia deepens. About 6 years pass, Lorenzo then learns that he has a daughter as a result of his encounter with Elena and begins to visit the child after the school, meeting her babysitter Belen. Belen tells Lorenzo her mother is a recently retired porn actress with a new hot boyfriend and virtually seduces Lorenzo with chatter of sexual content and the fantasies about Belen and her mother as content for his book, and Lucia reads about it, thinking it fiction. Meanwhile, he does not disclose his fatherhood to Lucia or the child, nor even attempt to contact Elena. Belen flirts with Lorenzo and eventually invites him over to Elena's house while she babysits his daughter, Luna. Lorenzo tells Luna a bedtime story and after she falls asleep, he and Belen begins to have sex. They are interrupted as Luna knocks on the bedroom door and they watch in horror as the family dog, a large Rottweiler in protect mode, kills her. Belen is stunned into shock and Lorenzo runs away and falls into a deep depression. Lorenzo's writing turned dark towards depraved sex and death. He anonymously contacts Elena, who has moved to the island to find solace and recall better days, and provides her a nice story about a beautiful child that loves to swim in the sea to cheer her spirits. But his now guilt-ridden and uncommunicative relationship with Lucia begins to collapse. Back in the present, Lucia meets a scuba diver on the island, Carlos, and through him, Elena, who runs an inn on the island. Lucia rents a room and that the women bond as friends, not knowing their intimate connection. But when Lucia mentions Lorenzo by name and his past visit to the island long ago, Elena deduces the connection, and after Lucia then sees the picture of Luna, she does too. Lorenzo's editor visits him in the hospital where he has taken after being in an accident and spent several weeks in recovery. When Lorenzo asks about Lucia, the editor tells Lorenzo he thinks Lucia thinks he is dead. Lorenzo senses Lucia is on the island and has the editor take him to her. After both women discover that Lorenzo isn't dead, the three characters cope with and finally understand the entanglement of their intervened relationships. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know in the comment section below which movie you want us to recap next. As always, until the next time.